The easiest way to add a sequence to your project is simply to drag in a FASTA file. Simply make sure that the file has the file extension .fasta. It doesn't initially look as though anything has happened, but if we have a look under Substances, then we can see that one has been added. If we double click on it, then we can also give it perhaps a more helpful name. Here under Chains, you can now see the sequence shown in full. Alternatively, you can go to Molecules and go to Chain from FASTA, or just under File, Load Data, and open your FASTA file that way. If you prefer to copy and paste your sequence in, then you can either go to Molecules New Chain or double click on New Chains in the sidebar. You will then be greeted by this new pop-up that we've created. At the top, select your chain name, the substance name, so that would just be the protein name. Then make sure you have the correct molecule type selected, protein, DNA, RNA or other. You can select where you'd like the sequence to start. It can also start at a negative number if you like. And then you can just paste in your sequence, for instance here in 1-letter code. Alternatively, you can use the 3-letter code or CCP code. The CCP code is intended for situations where you're adding non-canonical amino acids, and we've got a separate video that explains how you can do that. If you press on this little 1, 2, 3 button down here, then the sequence will be formatted and numbered as well, or with the back button you can just go to the plain text. There are a few more options down here. Add NMR equivalent atoms will add things such as an HB% atom for alanine methyl groups, and also HDX, HDY, HD%, etc. Atoms for aromatic rings. Non-stereospecific atoms will again for perhaps CH2 groups add HBX, HBY, HB% in addition to the HB2 and HB3 atoms. In general, we suggest that you include these. The additional pseudo-atoms, these are the IUPAC ones, not the cyana ones, although they do overlap a bit, but even if you're working with cyana, there should be no reason really to include these. And obviously if you're working with a cyclic polymer, make sure you tick this box. So then just click OK, and your sequence will be added, and also the protein substance. Now if you're working with a dimer, then you would need 2 identical chains. So in that case you could simply right click and go to clone, and then that will add another chain exactly the same, and obviously it won't add another substance because it's simply reusing this one from up here. If you were adding a mutant, say, then what you could do would be to right click and go to New Chain from Selected. This will bring up this New Chain dialog box, and automatically it will show it here in CCP code mode. So you could go in here and simply change whichever residue has been mutated or is this different. If you prefer to do this in the 1-letter or 3-letter code, then you can right click and just say copy to 1-letter code and paste it into here. Finally, it's worth mentioning that if you make any mistakes in your sequence, so for instance if you have amino acid B which doesn't exist, then this reformatting of the sequence will also validate it and show, for instance, that B can't exist.